Hey guys, Bluebridge here. Today, two stories. We are not Lone FC and all things Wesley Fofana. So, let's go. So, loan. That's all we're hearing at the moment. Pure loans. Okay, I know we're known as Charity FC when we allow someone who hasn't scored a goal for ages to come and score against us, or a team who haven't won for ages, their first wins against us. So, because of we give charity, we give a lot of charity. Teams are starting to take liberties with us, and so we've moved away from the label of Charity FC to Loan FC. But guys, we are not Loan FC. So, first of all, we've seen it with a situation with Nkunku. Bayern Munich, who wanted Walter made, and they were prepared to pay €63 million. But all of a sudden, when they want one of our players, Nkunku, they haven't got no money. That makes sense. It doesn't make no sense whatsoever. So they've come back with some creative ideas of a loan deal, but Chelsea quite rightly said no, permanent or nothing, and they keep picking up the phone. So, I'll say to them, look, we're not answering your phone call unless you come back. Next time you ring, you say you want to make an offer. Otherwise, stop wasting our time. Then you had Leipzig, RB Leipzig, who Nkunku used to play for. They have registered an interest in him, but guess what? Only on loan. This is the team we have we're prepared to give £60 million to euros for Simone's, and they've just sold Sesko to Manchester United for 70 odd million. So that's 130 million that they're getting in, but yet they can't afford to get in their player. I know they've got no Champions League football. I know there's other aspects in play when it comes to revenue and balancing the book, etc. But come on, can't you afford at least a portion of that money you're getting from both clubs to get a player on a permanent deal, even if it's a loan with an obligation, which some teams don't want to do neither. So the latest I heard on that is, I don't know how true it is, but Leipzig said if you guarantee us 60 million for Simons, then we'll think of taking Nkunku off your hands. But for how much? They don't better not lowball us for 20 million or something ridiculous like that. So that's the situation. And I heard some Italian clubs were after him, and I know the Italian clubs are going to come back with, oh, we can't afford him, can we have him on loan please? The club are adamant. They made it clear to all parties, we only want a permanent deal with this player. We're not interested in any loan moves. So, Nkunku out of the way. Next up, Chukwuemeka. So, Chukwuemeka is have an interest in Germany as well, and I think some Italian clubs. And you've guessed it, they only want him on loan. And the one Dortmund prepared to get him on loan with not even an obligation of an option. Dortmund, the same Dortmund that we've given £55 million for Gittins for, yet they can't afford to spend any of that money. We've dropped the price to 25 million for Chukwuemeka, but yet they say they can't afford him. They're just trying to take us for a ride. And Anselminho is the latest one they want. You guessed it, on loan. Well, anyway, we probably don't want to sell this boy anyway because he's one for the future. And but Chelsea have come back and said, if you want Anselminho on loan, then you have to buy Chukwuemeka on a permanent. So we'll see how that one pans out as the days go on, because they've only got 10 days left to the end of the window. Then, next up, Bournemouth, the next culprits in all of this, because Bournemouth has recouped for €200 million in player sales this season. They've already sold Zabani to PSG. They've sold Houston to Real Madrid. They've sold Kirkez to Liverpool, and they've sold Dango Otara to Brentford. So all in the tune of 200 million. But yeah, they're asking about this Disasi, but only on loan. You got 200 million there, guys. Who they bought in? I can't remember who they've actually bought. They've bought DTK, I think, for 35 million euro. They've bought Petrovic, our former goalkeeper. That's for 28 million euro. Ben Doak for 23 million. Another winger, Addy, I think, for 21 million. So they've still got a bit of money in their coffers. They've spent 100 million, so they've got another 100 million. As I said before, I know that there's other expenses that need to be accounted for, but 25 million for Disasi, you can afford it. Get your money out or just leave us alone. And we have the story of Nicholas Jackson as well, where Aston Villa want him, you guessed it, on loan. Well, this was on loan with an obligation, so I don't know how that will work out with financial fair play rules going on. So another loan deal. Sterling, we want him off our books. Fulham have inquired about him. I think West Ham have inquired about him. I think Fulham's first initial proposal was loan. But, okay, I know his wages are a bit higher, so he's a bit more difficult to get off the books. But the reason is Chelsea. There's no point in Chelsea doing loan deals because the finances came out the other day of how we need to have a profit, a margin on, a positive profit on player sales this season as for against player departure. Against player sales, and what's that? I'm modelling myself up. Player purchases against player sales has got to be positive, so we've got to have a positive balance. That was part of the agreement with UEFA, and so loan deals don't help in that matter because it's people who are on the A list. So people like João Felix do not count because they left before the knockout stage. Apparently due to knockout stages, and some of these players who we've sold already weren't part of our squad for the Conference League, and they weren't part of the playoff. They weren't part of the knockout stages as well. So the players that we need to get off the books, which will count, are the likes of your Nicholas Jacksons, your Nkukus, people like that. That's why a loan is no good for us when it comes to balancing the books. We need permanent deals, and unless we get those, then the Simmons deal is in jeopardy. So that's why the club are being adamant. So let's see how that pans out towards the end of the window. It's probably going to be who blinks first. Anyway, that's the loans saga out the way, and I just want to quickly touch on this Wesley Fofana story because why are people haven't got better things to do with their life than troll through social media and then looking, oh no, he's taken all things related to Chelsea off his social media account, and then everyone else jumps on the bandwagon without knowing the full facts and getting on his back. Apparently he's had some abuse from it as well. Just get a life, people. Anyone who's done that, just get a life. Does it matter? I don't know what the actual story was. I don't know why he's doing it. So why are you second guessing? Why are people saying, "Oh, he's disrespecting Chelsea" or he's moving or something? People always speculate about silly things. They're just always going with a microscope and dissecting people's lives and their private lives. At the end of the day, okay, they are in the public eye, but it's just getting too much for me where people are just looking at every minute detail and judging before they know the full story. If I heard why the reason was and it wasn't great, then yeah, it's okay to get on his back and criticise. But until you know the full story, what is the point? Does it make you feel better? And it's just, I don't know. This modern culture just doesn't sit comfortably with me because nobody's allowed to do anything in life nowadays without criticism being labelled their way. And yeah, so as I said, I'm not too comfortable with that. But if that's what your thing is, then that's your thing, but it's not mine. Right, anyway, What do you think about the two stories, dude? What do you think about the situation about loans? Do you think clubs are just taking us for a ride, for liberties? Do they think that we're desperate to sell, and do you think we're going to get the desired sales that we need to bring in the Simmons, or are you worried about that? I'm not really concerned about the Garnacho one. More Simmons, I think, is a bigger need for us at this moment. And also the Fofana situation. What do you feel about that story as well? Do you think we are a bit too critical of players these days, or do you think it's justified to criticise these guys when they do whatever, when they do stuff via social media? Again, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that story. Okay, there you go. Those are two stories out of the way, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you'll be notified when I make a new video. So take care. Bye-bye.